Hello! I'm Liv.
And I'm Grace.
And together we are...
Liv and Grace Read Books.
Oh, I didn't say it together, didn't we?
Today we are doing our December wrap-up, and yes, we know it's a bit late. It is January. It's actually the next year, but it's okay.
End of January.
Better late than never. I read a total of 7 books this month.
And I read a total of 6 books this month.
So we'll get straight into it and let you guys know what we read and a little bit about them.
The first book I read in December was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. Surprisingly, I did read this in December. It didn't take very long to read this book and it was really good. I've spoken about it in the last few videos, so...
Yeah. The same goes for me for my first book, which was mentioned in my November wrap-up, which was Outlander. So I finished that on the 1st of December. I'm not going to go into detail about it because
it's so complicated.
I have mentioned it in quite a lot of videos, especially in my top 5 favourites of 2015. So you guys all know how much I love it and everything that I've said about it, so I won't go into anything there. I will again leave my review in the description box if you would like to check it out. So that was the first book I read, but kind of just finished because I did start it and nearly complete it in November.
So the second book that I read in December was The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. This book was pretty good. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Grace and I read it together and we did a discussion video on it actually, and
it'll be linked below if you'd like to check that out. It is a spoiler-free review / discussion. So the second book that I read in December was also The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. And like we just said, the review will be in the description box. It was good, but it is all better explained in our review.
The third book I read in the month of December was Me and Elle, I'm the Dying Girl.
Guys, if you don't know, Olivia hates this book.
Thanks for saying it, Grace. I'm gonna throw it now. And...
let's not even go into detail about that.
I gave it 1 out of 5 stars and I wanted to give it 0, but I couldn't.
You're not allowed to do that.
Like, I don't think you can. Like, you can't give it a no rating because it's not worth a rating. You have to give it 1.
The next book that I read in December was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And again, it was in my top 5 favourites of 2015, so I will leave my review in the description box below. I won't go into too much depth, but it was fantastic and I was so happy that I read it. I wish I had read it sooner. It was absolutely amazing and everyone should read it if you haven't read it already.
The fourth book I read in the month of December was
Illuminate.
This book was really good. I loved it so much. Gripping and thrilling and
terrorizing.
Just like a really good book, and I was on the edge of my seat from start to finish. It was in my top 5 favourites of 2015.
It speaks for itself.
It does, it really does. I love how beautiful that cover is.
The fourth book that I read in December was Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and it's really hard to explain how I felt reading this because I loved the story and the background information and about the characters was so surreal, and I couldn't put, like, as I was reading it I was really confused, but it all made sense at the end. But there were some parts that I felt dragged on a little bit too long and that I was kind of getting sick of. Like, I just kind of wanted to put it down and have a break, but I'm really glad that I powered through it because it was amazing, and apparently the second one is a bit better than the first, so I'm really, really excited to read the second one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't really write a review about it, so I was, yeah, a bit here and there about it, but hopefully the second one will be even better.
Fifth book I read in the month of December is My True Love Gave to... wait, is it called that? Yeah. It's called My True Love Gave to Me. It's 12 holiday stories by 12 different authors, and it was edited by Stephanie Perkins, and it was quite good. I particularly enjoyed the one written by Rainbow Rowell. It was very simple but very sweet, and it gave me a warm fuzzy feeling inside.
Perfect for Christmas.
I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5 because I kind of averaged out all of the ratings I gave for each story.
The next book that I read in December was Spark by Rachel Craw, and I absolutely loved this book. And it was really coincidental because I accidentally picked this book up thinking that it was a different kind, that it was something else that I was looking for, because when I went to the library I was looking for something in particular. And this just sounded like the thing that I was looking for because I wasn't really sure what it looked like. I just heard of it. And it wasn't, but it was so much better than the thing that I was actually looking for. So I'm so happy that I accidentally came across this book because I loved it completely. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Rachel, the author of this book, actually replied, and she's really good on Goodreads and she really interacts with everyone who reads her book. And I picked up the second one, which is called Stray. I picked that up on Boxing Day, and I'm currently reading it now, and it is phenomenal, just like the first one. If you haven't heard of it or haven't read it, I really highly recommend you do, because I haven't seen much of this book at all on BookTube. And yeah, if you review this book, Rachel will be sure to see it and comment on it, and she is just awesome, and I think that everyone should definitely get onto it right now.
This book was the last book I read for 2015, Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I started the month with Sim Gloss and I ended the month with Crown of Midnight.
How nice.
This book was really good, and I had really high expectations because the first book was really good. And they were met and exceeded because this book was just really good, and I love it. And I'm still indecisive about Team Dorian or Team Kale.
Really? Really?
I really am.
How can someone read Crown of Midnight and not become Team Kale? I don't understand.
But Dorian was like so caring, and he was so jealous of Kale, and I felt so sorry for Dorian, but then I was like, I love you.
I shipped Dorian and Princess Nehemia. I shipped them. But you know what? I ripped my heart out and then put it in the blender, so I am not going to talk about it. The next book that I read in December was The Year of the Rat by Claire Furness. And I've had this book for quite a while. I picked it up a few months ago and I hadn't read it, so I decided that I would because it's very short. It's a very quick read, but I didn't really know what it was about, and I wasn't really expecting much, but I really didn't connect with the story whatsoever. I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5 on Goodreads, and I really didn't connect, and I kind of felt a bit aggravated throughout the whole reading of this book. And the last book that I read in 2015, which I finished at 11:30 on the 31st of December, and I had time to write my review before New Year, was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And I am so glad that I finally decided to read it. I did, if you read my review, I did read it because of all the hype for winter. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, it was very predictable and it wasn't the most exciting story, but I do love Cinderella, so it was a really cool retelling, especially with all the cyborg and androidness. But I am really excited to continue with the series, and I think the next story is going to be even better. But even though it was predictable and it was kind of an alright story, I did like it because I know it's going to lead into better things, and I thought it was just really fun to reconnect with the whole Cinderella aspect. And the characters are really awesome, and I connected with them all, and I thought the whole world building was done fantastically, and some of the characters you really love and some you really hate, so you know there's good character development there when you actually want to kill a character. That being said, I do recommend that book, and I'm really excited to continue on with the series.
That is the end of our December wrap up. If you want to tell us the books you read in December, you can leave them in the comments below.
All of our social media sites are linked below, along with the reviews we mentioned in this video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you with another video soon. We hope you have a fantastic week. Goodbye!